We have very strongly held values. People believe in the best traditions of journalism in the BBC. What we're trying to do at the moment is make sure that those values are represented in the way we do very different kinds of journalism in all the new platforms and all the new ways of working. But we still believe and spend our time representing those traditional values that I think any journalist here in Germany would recognise as the qualities of good journalism.
How much do you discuss the strategy of being a leaking platform, as, for example, The Guardian does?
Oh, do you mean, just to clarify, you mean what for stories like the Snowden sort of thing? Yeah. Well, of course, we want to break significant stories as well. That's as much our mission as it is any other news organisation, and we have a good track record of doing that. I mean, clearly there are some very, very complex issues that were thrown up by the whole Snowden affair, and the BBC did not get that story. That was a story that the Guardian broke, and they've worked very hard to make sure that people are fully aware of what it is they discovered and were able to get from Snowden, and secondly that people understood that it was the Guardian that was responsible for that, because how they marketed themselves is very important as well.
Would this have been also possible for the BBC as a public broadcaster? I mean, there are a lot of more interests, also public interests, so that you might get in conflict.
Yeah. There's no reason why the BBC should not be setting out to break stories of great public interest, of great significance. As a public broadcaster, we have responsibilities to be fair and accurate, and to obey the law and all of those kinds of things. We have those responsibilities, but we are completely independent of government and government interests, and so that's not a factor in our decision making. A factor in our decision making is have we got the information? Does it add up? Does it make sense? Are we in a position to publish it? We go through the same set of questions that any news organisation would do, I think.
Here in Germany, we have a very lively discussion about the importance of the public broadcasting. How's this in Great Britain?
Well, we also have a lively discussion about that, and in fact, in 2016, in 2 years' time, the BBC's charter, the agreement between the BBC and the government, which enables us to continue to operate, is due for renewal. It's renewed every 10 years. And so that discussion is starting to get underway in the UK at the moment. What should the role of the BBC be in the next 10 years? What should be the level of licence fee funding, if indeed there is going to be a licence fee continuing? We don't take that for granted. And that's a healthy debate that will take place. I'm pretty sure it's the same as the debate that takes place in this country. We have quite similar systems in our own ways, I think.
You had to face also a lot of cuts the recent years. Do you think you will have to face more?
It's hard to know exactly what will happen in years to come, because all of that will become part of the negotiation. I mean, it is true that because we agreed I think it was 3 years ago, to freeze the licence fee for the rest of this charter period, and also to take on some additional responsibilities within the cost of the licence fee. In effect, that was a cut because of inflation and because of the extra costs involved. And what we've had to do is work really hard to improve our efficiency, in effect to carry on providing services, in fact to improve services whilst living with less money. And that's very hard, extremely difficult thing to do, but I think we've been quite successful at maintaining the quality of our services during that period, and we seem to be getting very good audience performance as well. So that's a good indication that we're doing something right, I think. However, it's very difficult, and it doesn't stop. And in fact, we still have some savings to come in the next couple of years before we get even to the next charter renewal period. So the hard work doesn't stop.
Okay. Thank you very much, Mr. Porter.
Thank you.